Great.
Okay, so hello and good afternoon, everyone, and a very, very happy morning to Catalina as it's 6 a.m. there for her. So today
Mm.
we have got Catalina Turk with us, alias Katie Fitzgerald, because I knew her from this name only initially, when she got married, so she had changed her name. Catalina is a fruitarian since last 3 years. She is a holistic therapist. She is a fertility and pregnancy coach, and she is a yoga instructor. And of course, she's a mother and an adventurer. She loves adventures, right? So she keeps traveling to the places with her daughter, and her daughter is also a fruitarian.
Great, great. Good to hear.
So if I have
Yeah.
missed anything, Katalina, I would like you to please introduce yourself or tell something more about you so that we can know.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for having me, Ayushi. Um, I am very happy to be here. I'm right now in Patagonia, Argentina, which is almost in the southernmost part of the world. And right now I'm watching the sunrise here in the mountains. And yes, we chase the summertime. So in the summertime, we come down here to Argentina, and then in our summer we go to the United States, and in the middle we're in Costa Rica. So we love the summertime because we're obsessed with fruit, and we have, since I work online, and we have the liberty to do that. And so, yes, so I've been a fruitarian for 3 years. It's been an amazing journey so far. I've been able to heal a lot of things together with fasting. I also have done a water fast, a 24-day water fast, which also helped me, along with my fruitarian diet, heal epilepsy and heal from a tragic biking accident I had where I broke 30 bones. So that's what all led
Amazing.
me to, yeah, that's what led me to
Yeah.
discover this diet and this way of life. And now I love it so much that I've decided to dedicate myself to this. And that's why being a natural fertility and pregnancy coach, after trying to get pregnant and not being able to get pregnant right away, and after doing everything with healing and water fasting and the fruit diet, and now I'm a mom of my baby. She's a year and a half. No, she's a year and 3 months. She's all fruit and milk, and my milk. And yeah,
Mm.
that's been my
Okay.
adventure so far.
So it was like your health issues, which was the reason that you started the food diet, right?
Yes,
And you mentioned epilepsy, so you were not taking any medicines for epilepsy?
I was. I was
Mhm.
taking medicine for 22 years.
Mhm.
And when I started the fruit diet, I started, at the same time that I started the fruit diet, I was also becoming more aware of living a more natural life. So we follow the natural hygiene diet. I say we because my partner and I were on this together.
Okay.
And yes, so I was on it then. And then when I did my water fast, which was now 2 years ago, that's when I was able to stop the medicine. So I stopped the medicine right before the fast, and I haven't been on again since. So, and I've been seizure free, and I've gotten EEGs done, and there's everything's normal now.
Okay, so what was the frequency of seizures when you had epilepsy?
When I was on the medicine,
Yeah,
I wasn't having seizures. Maybe I had one while I was on the
okay.
medicine, but I was on the medicine for 22 years.
Okay.
Before that, I was having seizures often.
Okay.
And then on the medicine, yeah, I had one seizure, and then, but I was always getting EEGs taken, and there was always seizure activity, and there were still abnormalities. And then after the fast and after my lifestyle, meditation, yoga, fruit diet,
Mhm.
and it seemed to all clear up. And so far, as of now, I'm healed.
Yeah. So it becomes a lifestyle then, right? Like I have to eat fruits and all those things then continue moving towards nature, right? And natural healing.
Yes, as
Yeah.
much, yeah, I'm trying to live as close to nature as possible. Like, um, everything as natural as possible, right? From my shampoo to no more body lotions, no more body sprays. Um, no more deodorant, but I don't need it anymore because I smell good naturally, because I smell like fruit. People always ask me, um, like, what do you use for your body washes or
Yeah.
deodorant? And I say, I don't need it anymore.
Really good. Yeah, exactly. We are also experiencing, although we are really a beginner on this path, but we are still experiencing all these things. We don't require shampoos, or we really don't require any deodorants or creams and all. And like our clothes are also not that much dirty, or because there is no sweat, no stinky smell is not there. It's like everything is good and fruity. So it's like we are also
Yeah.
enjoying the journey. So I would like to know that how has been your detox, or how many times you faced that detox crisis that we called in the path of natural healing, or when we are switching over to fruit diet, because we have poisoned our body since so long. We have been eating all wrong foods and wrong stuffs. So how has been
Mm.
your detox, and what it was all about?
Do you mean like going back to the cooked food, or do you mean
No, no, like when you just started like your fruitarian journey, so what were your detox symptoms? What were your detox crises
um,
that were there?
yes. Okay. So yeah, so when I started, I had the opportunity of starting at where I did my water fast. I went to live there at this center, and the center's in Costa Rica, and they only eat fruit. They water fast, and then when otherwise the community only eats fruit. So I was kind of like thrown into the situation, but it was perfect because I wasn't smelling food. I wasn't seeing cooked food. I was at a center that only ate fruit. So it was kind of a shock at first. I was obviously already vegan, but, um, and I was already intermittent fasting. So yeah, it was at first it was shocking. Um, let's see how it was. I'm trying to remember. Um, yeah, I
Did
was
you
having
did
lots
you
of
get any
cra
fever or cold or cough? Did you experience that? That's what she means by detox. Yeah.
Mm, um, let's see. I think I experienced fever, yeah, and lots of cravings, and lots of moodiness, lots of emotional up and downs, and yeah, like wanting, cooked food. So it was a much, for me, it was a lot more emotional than physical, the detox crisis. Um, but I was able to stick through it, and it was the best decision I made. So yeah, fever a little bit, but it was mostly emotional for me, I would say. So yeah.
Okay,
Um,
not
mhm.
a very major detox symptom, as you know, like what we are looking with the participants who are following the fruit diet. So someone, like, because basically what we are dealing is people have got thyroid issues, they have got diabetes, then they have got high blood pressure. So they are stopping the medicines, but the things are, of course, healing. They are getting their sugar levels down, but the process is slow. And with the people who are having IBS, the symptoms are severe, even like there is bleeding, right? So all those kinds of symptoms we are facing. So I just wanted to know that was there any time in this journey where you had any severe symptoms, or where you really felt that no, I should not do this, or this is not right, or I must go back to my cooked food?
Okay. Yeah, I definitely experienced, like I said, fever and low energy. And yeah, and migraines, also migraines. I'm remembering now migraines also. So yes, but nothing too extreme. Migraines to fever and no energy, like having to be in bed for a little bit.
So what kept you motivated? How did you keep yourself motivated?
What kept me motivated was knowing that I wanted to find a cure to my issues. I was very dedicated because, you know, I wanted to get off my medicine. I wanted to heal all of my body. I had broken 30 bones in my accident, and my doctor had told me, this happened in, yeah, I was on a bike and a truck ran me over. And you won't believe what kind of truck it was. It was a fruit truck, a fruit and vegetable truck, and it ran me over. I broke 30 bones, and it was on a Monday. On Friday, I was scheduled to take my first trip to Asia. I had a flight to Vietnam, and then I was going to make my way up to India eventually. It's been a dream of mine to go to India. For ever since I can remember, I wanted to go to India and live there for a month, living in an ashram and doing my second part of my yoga teacher training, my 300 hours. And so that was my plan. But unfortunately, I still haven't been to Asia. After I was on the ground in the middle of the street, and the ambulances were there, the EMT drivers, and I said, am I going to be able to go to Asia on Friday? And they just laughed. Because they didn't even know if I was going to be able to walk again. Right? I broke my pelvis, I broke my sacrum, my legs, my ankles, all my fingers, my arms. And the doctor said that they didn't know if I would ever be able to use my hands again. And you can still see I have some like scarring here, and my fingers are a little deformed. And also they didn't know if my arm would ever fully heal. They didn't know if it would ever like close. There was an opening. And I decided that I didn't want to live like that, and I wanted to heal. So that's what really got me motivated to stay on the fruits. So although I had all these symptoms, they really didn't matter because I wanted my life back. And
did you have surgeries?
Yes, I had surgeries. And after the surgery, my arm didn't fully heal. After doing the fruit diet, they noticed that it healed.
Oh.
So yeah, so it helped my bones re-come together again. So that was my motivation. You know, I was in a hospital bed for 2 months without moving. I had to learn how to walk again with my wheelchair. and with a walker, then with crutches, and that was my big motivation, right? So that's what kept me going, is because I wanted my life back. And my partner, who had already been fruitarian, I met him, he was already a fruitarian. He told me, why don't you try fruits for 2 months, he said. And that's how I started. I started from the hospital. And when I told the hospital personnel there, that I only wanted fruit from now on, they were like, "What?" But
Yeah, exactly. How
they
you
were
get the
very,
protein, right?
yeah. No,
Yeah.
they didn't believe in any of it, but it didn't matter. And they actually were able to accommodate me, and I was eating fruits and salads, and the salads were really good, and the fruit was really good. And so, yeah, so that's how I started. And then I saw all the benefits, and I lost, 20, I lost 20 pounds, and feeling great, having energy all the time, great mood, great, my skin. I used to have, not such good skin. My skin cleared up. Just so many positive things I saw coming that I never turned back.
Yeah. So it's like you have really proved that so many bones are like coming to their normal shape and size by only eating fruits. We do not need protein powders. We do not need supplements. We do not need any other animal's milk, right? That is what you have
No,
proved. Yeah.
yeah, and I never took a prenatal vitamin, and I've never taken a supplement ever since I discovered this way. And with all my, my clients, my fertility clients,
Hmm.
I think I'll talk about this later, but they always ask me, what
Yeah.
supplements do I need to take,
They always
and
ask. Uh,
no supplements are needed.
uh, So now I would like to know your journey through your pregnancy with the fruit diet. And like how much was the quantity of your fruits, or it was only fruits, or you had something else also, all about that.
Okay. So during my pregnancy, I started eating breakfast. Before then, I hadn't been eating breakfast. So I started drinking orange juice, freshly squeezed orange juice every day. I was living at that time in Costa Rica, and I was living with orange trees everywhere. So I would go and pick my oranges and make, I think 6 oranges I was using every morning. But besides that, I didn't really increase my intake, at lunch. I would have breakfast, lunch, I would have, but I ate a lot, maybe like a whole watermelon I was eating at that point. I was eating a lot, yeah. Now that I remember, now I can eat like half a watermelon. But in that moment, yeah, I was eating like a whole watermelon. I was also living in a place where there was abundance of fruit, and it was always there for me. So I was very lucky in that regard. So I was eating a big watermelon, or maybe a pineapple for lunch, maybe 2 papayas, maybe 4 mangoes. And then dinner, I was usually eating a salad with leafy greens, just simple salad, leafy greens, tomato, cucumber, pepper, and then like a mango dressing. And I did add some, because I didn't really know, I wasn't sure. So I did add some nuts, like some almonds and some walnuts to my diet. Sometimes, maybe a couple days a week, not very often. Um, but that was it, and I felt great, and it was, yeah, I had an amazing pregnancy. I never had morning sickness. I had a symptom-free pregnancy. Also, I had fasted before. I don't know if this group is into water fasting. Do you ever
Yeah,
talk about water fasting?
we are.
Yeah, we do.
We do. We
Okay.
do
Yes.
according to the symptoms, like when fever is there or cough and cold is there. So it's symptom based, basically, the water fasting.
Okay.
But we would
So
really
yeah.
like to know that what are your suggestions, or what is your experience with the water fasting? How long it should be done, or what do you do when you are coaching others?
Yes. So when my water fast was 24 days. Um, but that was a very like dedicated time, and I wanted to totally heal my body, get all the medicine out of my body before I conceived. So I did 24 days. But with my clients, that's not very viable. So I recommend to do like a full detox. I recommend 7 to 9 days of a water fast, depending on their symptoms, but usually that's what I recommend. Before, I am having clients that haven't been able to get pregnant, so that's their main thing, and so it's a total body reset, and like you guys all know. So exactly, so I did that 4 months before I conceived, and then I was on, went back to all fruits after my water fast, and I got pregnant pretty quickly within, 1 month of trying. No, it was the first time I tried. Because I had done I had cleared out my whole system and detox, and yes, never had morning sickness, never nausea. I was climbing mountains. I was exercising every day. I was doing yoga. I was swimming. I was running. I was doing like 3 exercises a day. I just had so much energy. Summer is my baby. She gave me lots of energy, and especially with the fruit diet, I was feeling amazing. I remember I had some sleeping issues at the end, but that was normal,
Yeah,
and so yeah, so I had a great pregnancy. Yeah.
yeah. That like the sleeping issues is simply might be the requirement of the body, right? We have to sleep,
Yeah.
but
No,
it's really amazing.
I was having a little bit of insomnia at the end.
Okay, so
Hmm.
that is
What
good.
has
Yeah.
been your B12 and D3 levels?
My what?
B12 and D3 levels.
So my B12
Did they go
was,
up and down with the fruit diet, or were you on supplements?
yes, now that I'm remembering, because I don't take supplements anymore. I don't even check my blood anymore. But at the
Okay.
beginning, it was low. It wasn't super low, but it was on the low side. I and I was taking supplements at the beginning, but maybe like 1 a week, like I wasn't very serious about it. And then it just leveled out. And now I think after doing the water fast also, and with being on the fruit diet for so long, it just naturally leveled out. And now I think I'm good, I could get another test soon, but B3, I was fine with also. I never took a supplement or anything. It was B12, I was a little low. But then it just leveled out. And now I don't take anything.
Yeah, that's great. Like, where in nutrition also, if you go to any doctor or any dietitians, and even in pregnancy, they say that the requirements increase. So they increase the food intake, for the cereals, pulses, all those things is there. And you have done it like completely on fruits, and that too without any supplements. This is something which is really amazing and wonderful. And your experiences are really an example for everyone who has got confusions regarding eating fruits. They say they will lack certain nutrients. If a developing baby is like, I have seen your baby, she's so healthy. If a mother who is eating only fruits during her pregnancy can give birth to such a healthy baby, and that too, she's not having any of the symptoms which usually people who are eating cooked food they face, right? There is vomiting sensations, or like daily they have insomnia, or they have got giddiness, they sleep a lot. So all those things are not there. As you said that you have been so active throughout your pregnancy, you have been exercising and even swimming. So it's really amazing. I'm sure many people today are going to learn, and their misconceptions about the cooked food and the fruit diet will burst today.
Exactly. Yeah. My baby is super strong. She's very healthy. She started walking at 9 months. She she has she has big legs. Like she's also eating lots of my milk. Oh, this is something else, is that the fruit diet is amazing for lactation. I don't
Yeah.
know if you've ever talked about this in the group before, but I have so much milk that I donate my milk to families that don't that mothers that can't produce milk, because I
Yeah.
have so much milk, I am sometimes if I'm not going to be around Summer for a little bit, I pump, and I just need 5 minutes to pump like a full bottle, which is a lot. If you guys are moms, that's a lot of milk. um I've actually been with my friends before. I remember recently I was with two vegan friends. They eat, cooked food,
Yeah.
healthy, vegan, but still cooked,
Yeah.
and they watched me. I was pumping because I was pumping for this mother that can't produce milk, and they couldn't believe how much milk came out in 5 minutes. They were like, that would have taken me an hour.
Yeah.
So what took me 5 minutes would have taken them, 6 times as long, because of all of, I've just had a never-ending flow. And right now Summer is 15 months, and she's eating fruit, but her favorite food is my milk.
Yeah.
So I still have a really, really abundant flow,
Yeah.
which has been a really great, because I've experienced lots and lots of women along my journey that don't have milk. There's no milk there. So the milk diet is amazing for postpartum, also for postpartum healing. I was up and walking and up and feeling great, the day after I gave birth. My postpartum was like, I never experienced the postpartum depression. I never experienced postpartum, like, any issues, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was staying home a little more, but I was going for walks with Summer like when she was 3 days old. So yeah, it's been a really great journey. It's been a little difficult, like with society raising Summer Fruitarian already. We're already seeing people from outside, voicing their opinions. Yesterday, Fran, my husband, his sister, were visiting her here where she lives in Patagonia in Argentina, and she has two kids, and she wanted to give Summer a cupcake, and then, we said, no, she's only eating fruit. We've already told you. And she said, poor kid, like, and she said, you're gonna loosen up, right? You're gonna loosen up and let her eat cooked.
Yeah.
And we're like, we don't know what's gonna happen. Well, we know right now that she's fruitarian and this is what she's happy with. Obviously, she is interested in everything. The only cooked food she's had has been dog food. She's eaten dog food from the floor. But
Okay.
And we actually know, yeah, we noticed that she had like diarrhea for a couple of days after that. But that's the only cooked food she's had. And yeah, everybody asks us about it. That's been our biggest struggle. If it was
Yeah.
just friends and if we had our own little community here, it would be much easier bringing up our children. But if you're committed and if you know why you're doing it, then it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
But that is something that I've found a struggle. I don't know if the moms here have struggled with that from people, my mom or my sister. Everyone has their opinion on what Summer should be eating, and that we're not doing what's right for Summer, even though Summer is super healthy, super happy. Right now, I hear her crying because I'm not breastfeeding, so she's not happy in this moment. But she's a super happy, healthy, baby, and she already knows 2 languages. She's not speaking yet, but she understands Spanish and English already, which is great. So she's like, every time we go to a midwife pediatrician, and we get her checked every now and then, and she's super healthy. She's always like ahead of the game.
Yeah, so this is these words are going to break few more myths about that. People often ask me as a nutritionist, they approach me, so they tell me that don't you think that growing children need a lot of proteins and they must be given egg or they must be given this and that. So I said no, they need only fruits. Just try once and give them only fruits. They'll be more healthier than you think. So it's like
Exactly.
you are a live example here in front of everyone. So we have been telling all these things to people, but I'm sure now they will really start believing in those words which we were used to telling them.
Yeah. Well, we know that there's protein and fat and carbohydrates in all the fruit, right? And Summer's favorite food is avocado. She's obsessed with avocado. So that's what she eats every night. She eats half an avocado every night. And she sees an avocado and she points to it. Like she that's what she loves. And I think yeah, and we know that all the fruits that we're eating have a little bit of protein and fruit, and that's all we need, you know. And the avocado is really great also for her dinner time, and she's thriving. She's definitely thriving. Yeah, there's nothing that the cooked food diet can give her that she's not receiving now.
That's great.
And she never had colic, colic
What's
that
that?
a lot of baby colic,
Olive,
which is yeah, she never had that. And she only has been sick like with a fever 2 days in her life. So she's been a really healthy baby.
During pregnancy, normally doctors give to the mothers and also the baby after it is born lots of vaccinations and injections. So did you go through all that?
No, we decided not to. We said no vaccines. We were able to say no. And I was able to say no too. In the United States, they give you a little bit of freedom with that.
Okay.
And yeah, so no vaccines, and she's healthy. My vaccine, my epilepsy started after the MMR vaccine that I received when I was 11 years old. So I don't know if it's I don't know if it's brought on by the MMR, but I went back and looked at my records, and the MMR was a couple months before my first seizure. So when I realized this, I knew that no, we did not want to vaccinate her, and we'll leave it up to her if she wants to when she's older. But I'm guessing she's not going to want to.
So do you
So
suggest
yeah,
a fruit diet even to people, like when we talk to people about the fruit diet and they say ki, but I'm very healthy, I don't have any lifestyle disease, why should I go on a fruit diet? So what do you say to that?
mm, um, I say they can always feel better. Like they don't know how, you don't know how good you can feel until you try this diet.
Correct.
And that's what I say, like try it out and see how you feel. I know there's going to be the detox crisis, so you're not going to always feel so great, but there's always ways to optimize how we are. And cooked food, you know, if you cook your food, um you're killing lots of the nutrients, and this way you're eating all of the nutrients. So it's really the most optimal way to live. It's the simplest way to live also, you know, like this is another thing that we love about the fruit diet is how simple it is.
Yeah, true.
And mom could be cooking in the kitchen for like 6 hours a meal, you know. And it takes us 1 minute to prepare our lunch or our dinners. So that's also super, if someone wants to save some time in their lives and put all that time into their hobby or something that they love to do, like also that's something that's so great about the fruit diet. You know, I save so much time cleaning, you know, like cleaning the kitchen after our meal is, you know, takes 30 seconds compared to maybe an hour that I see my in-laws, you know. So yeah, so I say that's what I would say.
Yeah. That's the best thing which we all are also enjoying, that there is no work to be done in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Where people used to spend lots and lots of hours. We used to spend so many hours in the kitchen cleaning this and cleaning that. Now nothing needs to be done.
I would say the biggest struggle for me has not been physical wise. I've never felt better in my life, and I'm 37 now. It was more mental for me, like the mental addictions of food is what was hardest for me. Like physically wise, I'm perfect, you know, now, and my blood tests are always good now, but it was a mental part of that mental addiction to food, or like memories, you know, memories I had with my family. I would say that was my biggest struggle. I don't know if other people in this group also feel the same. Is that something that you talk about here?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
like or not so much, yeah.
yeah. So in the past like 3 years, you have never ever tasted any cooked food, or it's like your cravings have took you towards that, and again you have returned to fruit type.
Um, my cravings, no, they've tempted me, but no, I've 2 times I tried, and it was like pretty traumatic, because once you try, it's like you go down this line, and you kind of get out of control, you know, and you feel horrible. So that happened a couple times, and I had to come back because, you know, I lost control. The cooked food, you realize how addicting cooked food is, and what happens to your body with salt, and then, you know, you feel horrible. So I had to come back. But yeah, I did fall off the bandwagon a couple of times, but I always came back because I know this is the way. This is definitely the way. This is, the way that we were meant to live. Our digestive systems are meant for this, all of our organs are meant for this lifestyle. We don't have claws, we don't have these sharp teeth, we don't have tails, we don't have fur, we don't have this carnivore instincts or anything, and back to our ancestors, we didn't have ovens and microwaves and stoves to make our lentils or anything like that. So yeah, I did fall a couple times, but it was hard. It felt horrible. Yeah. So that's why I came back.
Do you eat single fruit at one time, mono fruit, or do you mix fruits?
I usually do for my lunch, I do mono meals. And for dinner, I might mix a couple, but always, always paying attention to the combinations.
Okay.
But yeah, lunch always mono meal, and if I do have breakfast, mono meal also. Something about the nighttime and dinner makes me want a little bit sometimes of a variety. So maybe I'll have like mango and pineapple, or papaya and banana, something like that.
So would you like to share something about your coaching experiences, or how you're doing coaching? If someone here wants to join for the fertility or during pregnancy, wants to follow the fruit diet, then definitely I would only tell that contact Katie.
Yeah, so our fertility program is based on the fruit diet. That's where we lead the people to get to. So we do a transition with them. We do a detox with them that involves basically just the fruit diet. And then we have our nutrition plan that's based on the fruit diet and salads. And then this also includes emotional work. We do a lot of emotional work. Fran and I are both therapists. We run the program together. And there's lots of emotional blockages that affect fertility. So we work on that also. We also add stress techniques to help people relax, because stress is a big factor for fertility, and in an exercise routine. So these are the steps to our program. And we also teach you how to track your fertility, your ovulation. We walk you through everything. So we do a one-on-one weekly call with you and make sure you're feeling well and answer any questions, guide you through the process. A lot of our clients are not fruit-based when they join, and then they're implementing this diet, and they're feeling great. So right now, yesterday I just had a coaching call with one of my clients. She's been fruitarian for 2 weeks now, and she's looking to have a baby. She's been trying for 7 years, and she's on all fruits right now, and she's feeling amazing. She had lots of GI problems, lots of stomach issues, and she's been fruit-based for 2 weeks, and she's been feeling great. She's had no issues. So we've had really good success so far, and with our pregnancy also coaching, we also we guide people if they're already pregnant. We guide them through the fruit diet also. And so yeah, so it's weekly calls, and helping you throughout everything, the emotional work, the physical, making sure you're as healthy as possible, reading your blood test to make sure that everything is normal. And also now we're also doing coaching for families. So families that want to raise their kids fruitarian,
Yeah.
we also help that. So if you're trying to raise your family fruit-based, we also guide you through that because we know how difficult it is. We're living it now. We're living how hard it is out in the real world to do that.
Okay.
So yeah, we could help you in all of those factors. If any of you are in those realms, yeah. And what I do it, we offer, discounts to people that if you're in this group and you want to come and join our program, you let me know, I was in the chat with Ayushi, and so we give you a discount for that also.
Oh, that's nice of you. Kind of you.
Okay.
Questions,
So
Jenny, Ayushi?
I have
This
got
has
one
been,
question.
this has been like an amazing way for us to spread the word of a fruit-based diet
Yeah.
also.
Exactly. That's why, like this Eat Fruits and Heal has been all because of Mr. Gaurav Goyal, sir, who is our mentor. So he's not able to join today, although he has like set up this platform for each one of us, and here people are healing like on daily basis. We are connecting to more and more people, and we are doing it as a service. It's like free of cost. So it's his like he healed himself, and he got the guidance from someone who didn't charge him anything, who didn't took money from him. So he has that determination that I also want to do this free of cost. I want to uh, it is as a movement, you can say that we are spreading it as a movement, Eat Fruits and Heal movement, so that people can come connect, they can know about that. But of course, if someone is needing coaching or is really looking forward for doing it under some expert advice, so then it's like we have few doctors as well. Now you are also there. So especially who is there for pregnancy or raising the child's fruitarian or fertility, then of course you would be there. So it's all about this only. Now we would like to take some questions. If any one of you have questions, you can raise your hands and I will allow you to speak. And before that, just I can see few questions in the chat box. So I would ask that. Uh, People want to know that your delivery was normal or cesarean.
Yes, well, unfortunately, I did my whole process. I was 9.5 centimeters dilated, and I ended up after 2 days of being in labor, I ended up going to the hospital, and they convinced me to get a C-section, unfortunately. This is something that I still have issues with because I truly believe that if I did it at my own house, I don't know if you do home births, if people in this group have done home births, but I really believe in home births, and that's what I originally had wanted. And for my second baby, when I do have another baby, that's my goal. But I got to the hospital. I was 9.5 centimeters. No, when I got to it wasn't a hospital. It was a birthing center, but it felt like a hospital. Like the whole 9 months, I never used an ultrasound once. I never used a fetal heart monitor once. I never used anything medical. I would go to checkups with my natural doctor, but all natural, no radiation at all. So I arrived to the birth center. They didn't know my birth plan. I don't know why. I had written a whole birth plan, and I was in the middle of labor. I was out of sorts, and right away they put like the fetal heart monitor on my belly, and they kept it on there for the rest of the time. And I know that stresses the baby out. So Summer was I was already 9.5 centimeters dilated. I only needed a little more, but my body went into stress, you know, from everything that was going on with all of the lights at the hospital. I call it hospital because I feel like it was. My doctor still wasn't there. I didn't know anyone. There were tons of nurses, tons of midwives, and everyone was telling me, you know, different, like, you need to have a C-section. The baby's heart rate is not good. Because her heart rate was, you know, every time I have a contraction, her heart rate drops.
Okay.
That's normal. But what happens is that it was taking a longer time to go up. So they were nervous, you know, but I personally, in my intuition, tells me that it was because of all these interventions that I wasn't used to, my baby wasn't used to. So if I was in the home setting, I think everything, I know, I am very sure I would have been able to have a natural birth. But I ended up falling into the trap, the medical trap, and they told me they didn't know if my baby would survive. And, you know, that killed me. And I said, okay. So after 2 days in labor, they did the cesarean, and that was very upsetting because that was not what I wanted, you know. I had not taken pain medicine the whole labor.
Yeah.
Everything was super natural, and my goal was to do it in a bathtub. And I never even made it to the bathtub because, you know, the medical, they're just so fear-based that they wouldn't allow me. And yeah, so I learned my lesson. And yeah, it was C-section. But one positive thing about the fruit diet is that I healed from my C-section so fast. You know, I was skiing. My doctor told me you can't ski for 12 weeks after you have a C-section, and I skied 5 weeks after I gave birth. So I was able to heal so fast, and
That's
the
good.
fruit diet helped me a lot healing from that C-section, because that's a big surgery. They broke through 6 layers of muscle and organs. So the fruit diet was also great for that.
Exactly. That was it. Actually, what happens, they create such a situation at the time of delivery. If they want to do the C-section, they will create that situation, right?
Yeah. And do you know, I read later, if you have a C-section at 5 o'clock on a Friday, you know that there were other like other desires, like other people. And I looked at, you know, the time and day of Summer's birth. It was Friday at 5 o'clock. So a little skeptical there. Like, what was everyone wanting to do, you know, like have the night off, have Friday night off? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's something that my husband and I are still actually working through because we were so set on having our natural, beautiful, you know, I had read so many books, I had planned so much for this natural birth that didn't happen. But I did give my power. I feel like I did give my power over to them when I stepped into the birth center. I kind of lost my power then. When I was at home, I was in control. I was empowered. And I got there and I lost everything, unfortunately. So anyway, yeah.
So we have a question from Parul. Parul, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, Miss Katalina.
Hello.
It's nice to see you as a fruitarian, and we got so much inspiration. And I'm also planning for my next baby also. So I want to be as a fruitarian mama for the next child. I just wanted to know that, like in India, there are the concept of that if you are pregnant, you don't have to eat like that papaya or this pineapple fruits. So please just let me know, is it a true way or I have to exclude it my fruit diet?
Yeah, well, during my gestation, I was living in Costa Rica at the time, and I was eating papaya every day and pineapple every day. So I don't believe that that's true. No, I I don't know. I was eating pineapple, and that was, I don't know why they say that. What do you know why they say that?
There have been so many like misconceptions, and it's like with the raw papaya, actually, it was that there is a papain enzyme which breaks that like, but how far it is true, this we can only know when we'll see the live examples of papaya.
Yeah.
So
No, so I was eating papaya. I was like obsessed with papaya and during my pregnancy. Is the papaya in India good?
Yeah,
yeah,
very good.
Really?
very good.
Okay. Yeah, in Costa Rica, it's amazing. In the United States, it's horrible. And Argentina, it's also not good. So I think there's only a few places that it's good. So if it's good in India, awesome. Like I would say go for it, eat as much papaya as possible. I would say the seeds I know are toxic, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe they're confused with that. And pineapple, no, and pineapple was amazing for pregnancy. There's so much vitamin C, so many nutrients, so many amazing enzymes in there. So no, I definitely don't think that they're correct on that.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Katalina.
Yeah, and congratulations. That is so exciting. I love to meet
No, I'm just planning. It
other.
is not done. I'm just planning. Like, if I have second baby, I'll be on my fruitarian journey only. I want to be a fruitarian mother.
That's good.
Yes.
It's so much fun to share fruit with Summer, and now yesterday we went and we picked blackberries because where we are they have blackberry bushes, and she picked her blackberries. She's picking apples from the trees here. She's picking plums. Like it's so fun to live this experience with them, you know. I see, and then I see my friends stressing about what they're going to feed their kids and what they're going to cook them, and cooking them all these meals, and like we've never stressed one time. We just always know that whatever we're eating, Summer's going to eat. Like it's been a super amazing journey so far being a fruitarian mom. And Summer loves every fruit. It's so exciting to watch her eat new fruits, and you know, there's no fruit she doesn't like. She's even liking, you know, some vegetables, you know. It's so funny to watch because her palate is so clean that I know that some kids like hate vegetables, you know. She'll pick up like a carrot and she'll like eat a carrot, you know. We don't give it to her, but it's something that other kids don't do, you know, like she's eating lettuce, and other babies, you know, don't eat lettuce. So it's been really amazing to share this with her because we love fruit so much. We love this life, and we love watching her, you know, enjoy it also.
Yeah.
And share this with her. We feel like it's such a gift for her that we're giving, instead of like what her sister said to me yesterday, like, poor kid. I feel like, wow, she's receiving such a great gift to, and your child also, Parul, like that will be such a great gift that you're giving your child, the gift of, you know, abundance of health and
So Summer is really she is not a poor child, but she is blessed, and she's a very lucky child that she has a mother like Katalin, right?
Hmm.
We
Yeah.
have one question from Priyanka Taneja. Priyanka, you can ask the question.
It's so pleasure that we all are connected with you. And I want to enhance about all the pesticides that are on the fruits.
Mm.
Does that create a problem in for delivery or any normal functioning of the child?
Mm. Well, we try to buy as organic as possible, especially those fruits that have like the thin skin, right? So we pay attention to, have you heard of the dirty 15? Or no, the clean 15 and the dirty dozen? Have you heard of that? They tell you about the 12 fruits that have most pesticides on them, and then the 15 ones that have the least amount.
Okay.
So it's called the EWG. It's a website, and they tell you which are the cleanest and the worst fruits. So we pay attention to that. And so we buy all organic of those 12, the dirty dozen. So that's like grapes, apples, things with really thin skin, peaches, and then things with thicker skin, you know, like our watermelons or our melons or our pineapple, or we
Bananas?
don't worry so much. Bananas, if we can find them organic, we get them. But yeah, we haven't had an issue. The one time Summer got sick, it was because we were frequenting a pool and there was lots of chlorine, and the chlorine is, I think, what got her sick. But no, so we try to eat as organic as possible. Definitely all of our leafy greens are organic. And those thin-skinned fruits. We feel like because we're on this diet and we're so vibrant, we're so vital, that our bodies are able to deal with it, the toxicity from anything that might be in there. And for Summer, her immune system is so good, especially because she's, you know, her diet is fruit and milk, my milk, that she's able to fight anything off. So yeah, so what I would say is check that out. Check out the dirty 12 and the clean 15, and that might give you some tips on, so you don't have to buy everything organic, because I know it's hard. And now where we're living, we can pick some fruits from the trees, so we know that's all organic. That's good.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that
that's
will
it.
take times to, make everything cornered around us, but still we have option always with the pesticide fruits, because at the end we have to survive on a day basis schedule. Also, like, I don't know it's a problem or not, but after after every 15th day of our periods, that is called ovulation day, after, many people get different symptoms. I usually get spotting, as I feel I'm underweight, due to that it is. uh, so I get sometimes a spotting very dark, very dark. And if I have an exertion after that also, then it starts into the period, flow of period. So does it will create a problem for conceiving the second child, or is it normal?
Is wait, I'm a little confused about the question. Is it normal? Is that the question?
I want to
Or is
know
it
from you,
Yes,
is
she
it
wants to
normal?
know. She wants to know that whether it's normal or it's something that there are toxins in her body and that are cleansing out, or what it is, or it should be like that or it should not be like that.
Okay, yeah, no, it
Because
shouldn't be
she
like
is,
that.
let me tell
So
you,
that's your
she is on fruit diet since more than 6 months, and she has healed her thyroid also. Priyanka, the person who is asking question.
great. You've cured your thyroid problem,
Yes, I had hyperthyroidism, yeah, which is
great, and
most
you're
terrible thyroid.
right, and you're off your medicine now.
Yes. Yes.
That's great. So yeah, I would say spotting after ovulation is not natural. It's not normal. It is the way your body is detoxing, right? Our period is a way that, or when we bleed, it's a way that the body flushes out the system. And if we're spotting in between, it shows that, yeah, there's some detoxing that's still being done. So no, I wouldn't say that's normal, but it's normal part of the detox process. What happens is that we, over the years of eating, the not fruit diet, we get on our uterine lining every single month, the egg is supposed to drop and you're supposed to clear out the whole uterine lining. But what happens is things get stuck there, right? And the blood gets stuck to the uterine lining. So this blood that you're seeing, this dark blood, might be from like your period left over from months ago, maybe even years ago. And now it's finally able to release a little bit. So this is good. It's good, even though it's you know what I mean? So it's all that old blood that's releasing itself from your uterine lining. And now that you're so healthy and you're detoxing, your body is able to release this. So it's good that it's releasing. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm also worried about conceiving on the fruit base, and because as I'm already underweight, so what would be the weight of my next child and all kind of that thing. So I know it's a journey at the end. We have to come up with our own experience, but I feel like there could be a possibility too, like if I conceive and I get pregnant, so maybe my weight get boost up all of this sudden, which is now I'm not able to find.
So what I would say to you, you're underweight. And were you always underweight?
No, actually I was having my original weight as 50, but after my first pregnancy I got hyperthyroidism. Due to that I dropped my weight to 42, and then certain lifestyle changed, I got my weight to 38. Now I am 38 at the age of 33, and I'm planning second.
Okay. So what I would suggest to you, a lot of times I would suggest, in addition to the water fast, in addition to the fruit diet, is a water fast. A water fast can help you reset your body, like an extended one, more than just a couple days, We've seen lots of people that were underweight do the water fast. It seems crazy. People are like, what? Underweight, they do a water fast, an extended a longer water fast, for more than 7 days, more than 14 days, at least 14 days. And they're able to reset their body, and then they're able to properly gain weight again. So I would recommend you to look into water fasting. My husband is also a water fast supervisor. So it's something that you can actually message me about. I can give you information. If it's something that you're interested in, I would say water fasting would be a great way. And yeah, 38 pounds we would want to definitely raise your weight. So we definitely try to work with you on raising your weight somehow. Maybe doing some more. Are you exercising?
Yeah, I do yoga.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe doing like adding a little more weightlifting.
No, I don't.
Yeah, maybe adding a little bit. I don't know. We probably want to see you a little heavier to get to your ideal weight for conception.
Even I don't have the heavy fruits like avocado you were listing. till now, I've been on 8 months on fruit. I have never had avocado because we thought like fat fruits are not for us. The fruits which
Mm,
has fat that makes us, which is not basically designed for us. So I didn't try that too.
mm. Yeah. So okay, so Ayushi, you don't teach eating avocado?
Actually, you know, in India, it's like are not available everywhere.
Mm,
It's only at some places that it's available. Apart from that, it's not available everywhere.
okay. So yeah, so I personally, yeah, I follow a little like the 80-10-10. Have you heard 80-10-10? Like
Yeah.
80% carbohydrates. So I would say I'm more on that diet. And but it's all from fruit, avocado is a fruit. But what I've seen from these water fasts is that you stabilize, you balance out your body, and yeah, it's like I said, a reset. So it might be something that could really help you.
So can like what is available here as in India would be the coconut cream, that is like the coconut that fat we can take, I think,
Okay.
instead of avocado.
Yeah. Yeah, that has like pure fat. That's a lot of fat.
So we can have that. I mean, at your
Yeah.
end, you have that coconut
The
fat
coconut meat.
meat.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. I have
When you
that.
drink the
But
tender water, you get coconut meat in that.
I eat coconut fat sometimes, but it doesn't make me feel that good because it's very fatty. But yeah, sometimes I eat it, I scoop it out.
So like
And it's
your
delicious.
suggestion is that if avocado is available, then person must be including avocados in the diet, right?
I would include an avocado, not every day because it's also mucus forming. Avocado is mucus forming in the body. So not every day, but maybe a couple days a week, 3 days a week.
Okay.
We've noticed even with Summer, because Summer is obsessed with avocado. When she eats it every single night, she starts getting she gets boogers. So we try only to give it to her like every 3 days.
And that helped? That helped then? The mucus formation has helped?
Yes, it reduced.
Okay.
Yeah, but so I would suggest to you seeing if you can do a water fast. I don't know if that's something that you're available for doing.
What care I have to do under water fast? You're suggesting me to have till 14 days, right? 7 days
Yeah,
timer and then
once you reach day 11, you reach full state of ketosis. So that's when real healing starts kicking in after day 11. And then every day on top of that is more and more powerful.
okay. So I will be really interested to contact
So
you
yeah,
because
I've
Yeah, you
seen
can share all the details with me. I will share with all those who are interested, right?
okay, because I was I had a friend Dule, no? That was your weight, and she's on the fruit diet. When I met her, she was 38 also kilos. Now she's 55 kilos.
oh great.
And on the water on the fruit diet, but also doing fasts. She's done maybe 3 fasts, but over the years.
And that
So she was
one fast phase is of 7 days?
her fasts were longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it depends how much we can do.
Yes, because you need to be at home, relaxed, not stressed, in a very relaxed place, not working,
Okay, yeah.
not
Great.
breastfeeding.
Mm-hmm.
Are you breastfeeding right now?
No.
Okay.
And my first daughter, I did during that cesarean, and I'm really want that for a second I want to do normal. Yeah, so I think it is possible, but because I've asked many people, they have done normal after first cesarean, so it is okay now, we can do, right?
Yeah. Especially they say especially if your scar is healed. Do you know if your scar has been healed?
Scars,
Scar. A scar like where
stretch marks.
No, no,
well the scar
The
like
stitch, the
where the
stitch,
stitch.
Priyanka.
yeah,
Yeah, they are healed. How we
yeah.
feel that they are healed? They are healed because they get sealed, na?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's definitely possible. The doctors are going to try to tell you no, but it's definitely possible, and that's definitely my goal also.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you want to definitely find a natural doctor or someone that's open, maybe a midwife, maybe do it at home. I don't know if that's something that you're interested in, but going as natural as possible, because anytime that we go into a hospital or anything like that,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know, we lose our power.
We
Right.
have a budding doctor here, right? She can help in normal delivery. Isn't it, Prajakta?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. Like, I wanted to ask her, like, why didn't she opt for midwifery or water birth? Like, even I'm reading about that stuff a lot. Like, it's quite new concept for us. Like here in India, it's not followed as much, but still,
Why didn't I do that?
a midwifery, like calling midwives at home and water birth.
Yes. So that's what I wanted to do. But my situation, I was living at that time at my parents' house because I didn't have a house of my own in that moment. And my parents like weren't comfortable with it. They weren't comfortable with me being in their house and giving birth there because they're very traditional. They don't think like me at all. I'm like the black sheep of the family. So I wasn't in the right situation with my own home, with my own space. And at that time, it was very costly.
Mhm.
It was like, yeah, it was very expensive. Now that I've lived through it, I would say that it was worth the money, probably. I could have spent on paying that. It was probably worth it. So I could have had it like, because you only have these experiences, childbirth, a couple times. So it's worth it to spend money on it. So now that I know, I would have said I would have rented an apartment and I would have paid for the midwife. But at that moment, I didn't know how important it was going to be. And, because they said a birth center with midwives, that made me feel comfortable. I went and visited the place. There was no one there. It was like a pretty peaceful place. There's a water tub there at the center. But so I thought this was all going to happen. But I arrived and they put the monitor on right away. And like I said, Summer had never felt a monitor in her life. So she, free, and they feel it. They feel anything that you put on your belly.
Yeah, they do. Like
It,
kids.
yeah, I know that an ultrasound is the sound for the baby. It's a sound like of a train passing by. So they get like really, really affected by anything we put on them. So Summer had never experienced this and she freaked out.
So what
So that
did
was
they tell you the reason, like why we have to go for C-section? Like fetal distress or something like that?
yeah, because it was they said fetal distress, her heart rate wasn't going, they said her heart rate was weakening and weakening. In my opinion, she was feeling stressed because I was feeling stressed from everything going on, I had been in my house before with my husband in my basement, and we had like candles lit, we had music playing, we had mantras playing. I was actually listening to beautiful Indian music, taking showers, like everything was relaxed. And in that moment she was fine, and I was able to dilate to 9.5 centimeters, which is a
That's
lot.
great, actually.
I was almost there. So yeah.
Even
Thank you
like
for
your
the question.
pelvic floor exercises and whatever you have done like throughout the pregnancy, that might have also helped you there.
Yes, I was doing yoga all throughout my pregnancy, and doing Kegel exercises.
Yeah.
Kegel exercises are good for the pelvic floor. So yeah, I was doing that also.
We actually, everyone here, we are facing like we are having a lot of weight loss here, and we don't eat avocados because it's not indigenous to like it's not grown over here.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Mm,
So we
okay.
all are more worried about our weights.
Mm. So you can't find avocado at your stores there?
Yeah, it's there, but it's very rare and it's not grown here, so we don't find it. Like we belong to different regions, so regional fruits are more preferred here.
Mm.
We are actually sticking to the local and the seasonal and the regional funda. Whatever is available, as it's like we can say that, believing it that the nature is producing that thing at that particular place and we are living there. So it's going to suit the body.
Mm. That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, and even if you know that if we start telling people to have avocado, then only people who are living in big cities, they will be getting it. Like the city in which I am living, I can never get avocados there.
Mm.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like only the
yes.
flesh, the coconut flesh is what we can have sometimes, but it's like also that we are taking it, as you said, that once in a week or once in a while only we are having that. Otherwise, we are, of course, drinking the coconut water.
Mm. Okay. So weight loss isn't a big problem. I would say that also, yeah, like I said before, exercising, and not just yoga, but more physical exercise, I've also noticed has helped some of my clients gain some weight. So maybe it's a little bit more strength training, more than just, because we need to do aerobic exercise, we need stretching, which is yoga, and then we also need strength training, which is with muscle training, which is more weights. Or not just weights, but doing push-ups or doing sit-ups. You don't need weights, but we know we need those 3 exercises, not just stretching. And so aerobic, stretching, and muscle.
Also,
What
one
people think here is that like we are underweight and now we'll exercise, so it may not happen that they may start losing more weight. This is the general thought of the people here. That's why they don't want to move their body at all. But they don't understand that when they are moving the muscles, then only the muscles will grow up, and then only they'll be able to eat more fruits.
Exactly. The body needs to move. The body was made to move. We were given legs for a reason. We weren't, if the body wasn't meant to move, we wouldn't have legs. We wouldn't have arms. We just have our head. So we need to exercise. I have noticed it, so many of my clients, like they start exercising and they start gaining weight. They start moving their body. And then yeah, they can eat more food, and their whole body it's working properly, right? Our
and
body's meant to move.
what was Summer's weight during her birth, like after her birth?
So Summer was let's see, in pounds, I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
So she was only 2.7 kilograms, which the doctors say was low, you know. But what I've discovered is that, you know, I only gained during my pregnancy, I only gained maybe 23 pounds. You know, I only gained her and the water weight. So they want the baby, for some reason in the United States, they want the babies to be big. Like they say 10 pounds is healthy. A healthy baby is like a huge baby, but that's not true, because that makes it even harder to pass through your birth canal. So,
Yeah.
I mean, she was 2.7, and they said, yeah, she was a premature weight, but we didn't
No.
feel it, and she was able to gain. She gained the first week. She gained like 7 pounds, which is like 4 kilos in that first week, because I had so much milk and she was eating so much, and she put on the weight so easily because of our diet.
That was an appropriate weight. Like for your birth canal also, it should pass from then. It should accommodate the baby.
Exactly. But because I was in this tense place, I was stressed, nervous, my body wasn't opening up, you know? In order for your body to open up, you need to be relaxed and you need to feel safe and protected. And I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that safety. I felt, the fight or flight stepped in.
Get it. Because I'm pursuing my I have done my second prof MBBS right now. I'm a medical student, so I see the patients going for C-sections and normal deliveries, and you know, even undergoing the stitches after the normal deliveries, and I feel bad for them, like going through that. Even I asked my seniors that why are we doing the C-section and why are we doing this? Why can't we go for the normal? Because I myself always feel that every child, like, must go from a normal procedure, and rather than until and unless there is a distress, like emergency. But I personally even feel the same way like you do. Even me being a medical student, I am researching about water birth and another methods available, so that it becomes more natural for the kids and mother.
Yeah. Yes. That's definitely, I believe that's the best way. And that's what I'm planning for my second baby, is a water birth. That was what I wanted for the first one, but they wouldn't let me go to the tub. They wouldn't let me because they wanted to keep the monitor on my belly. And I knew that the water would calm me down. It would relax me. It would bring me to my homeostasis.
Yeah.
But the medical industry always, like, for some reason, does things opposite. I mean, Prajakta, you're awakened. You're an awakened soul, but not everyone in the medical industry is, unfortunately.
But I'm
So
glad
that's
that you
amazing.
healed so like fast. On the third day you were going for walks, and that's pretty amazing.
That's just because of the fruit diet, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Still, we have a lot of struggles. We have the same things from our families, and because it's our groups are very limited, like the fruitarian ones
Mm.
and the non-fruitarian ones, and nobody wants to risk their, everybody has that, like, even if they can tolerate it throughout the pregnancy till the day, but they'll be like, no, we don't want to risk a kid for any of the complications if arise.
Yeah. For me, it's like the opposite. Like, there's more complications if you're not eating the fruit diet. I feel the opposite, like the society. Like I don't see any I've never experienced any complications, and I feel more complications happen from the regular diet. Like that's where all the complications are. Most people are.
And these days, it's like the complications are increasing and increasing day by day. And like people are like getting so difficult. It's now so difficult to even conceive the baby. We can just think from that point of view only. When it's difficult to conceive, when you before even conceiving, you are just filling yourself up with so many of pills and hormonal pills. Then you are able to conceive the baby. Then again with the pills and food, but they are not going to leave food. If you ask them to leave any particular food which is not good for them, they'll say, no, no, this is important for this purpose. This is important for this. I love this. I cannot give up on coffee. I want to drink uh, coffee. I start my day with this. So they have got all those things.
Yeah, there's just in so many people, there's such a toxic overload, right? From all our unnatural lifestyle factors. Once we start living naturally again, our toxic overload goes down, you know, and it's not just food, it's the water that we're drinking, the air that we're breathing, the things that we're putting on our body, even the chemicals in our house, you know, these are all influencing things, and like the cleaning supplies you have in your house are the things you use on your body. So there's a toxic overload now, and the closer that we live to nature, the lower this load is. And fruit is the closest to nature you can get.
Well,
Tanvi Gupta has a question.
yeah, please ask them.
Hi Katalina, I am Tanvi, and it has been lovely listening to you. I am currently 4 months pregnant, and I have started the fruitarian diet prior to.
You are on mute again. Please unmute yourself. We missed you after, like you said, you are on fruit diet since.
Yes, so I am 4 months pregnant now. I was on fruit diet in November 2022, and I continued it for about 2 to 3 weeks. And then when I found out that I was pregnant, I went back to cooked food diet, but with majority of my food coming from fruits. So it's majority of fruits and one meal or maybe 1.5 meals of cooked diet, of fruit diet actually. So I would have loved to have an example like yours at the starting point of my pregnancy. So my first question would be how feasible it is for me to switch on to the fruit diet now.
Yeah, I think it's definitely feasible, because you're never gonna get what you like, even though you will experience detox. Yes, that's gonna happen a little bit, but the amount that you're gonna end up helping your baby by eating fruit is gonna outweighs the detox that you'll have, you know, because when you go back to all fruit, you're gonna have a little bit of a detox, and that's what they say can harm your baby. But if you're making sure that this fruit, that you're eating enough fruit abundantly, right? Like I was eating almost like a whole watermelon for lunch. So abundant fruit, and I believe that you will be fine, because the benefits that you're gonna get, because if you just keep eating the cooked food, you're adding to your toxic overload. So you're ending up just getting your body more toxic instead of just stopping that now and experiencing a small detox. If you're already eating mostly fruits, you know, the detox won't even be that big.
Okay. My second set, yeah, thank you for that answer. My second set of questions is around weight, basically. So I wanted to know what was your base weight when you started, when you discovered that you're pregnant, and what was your weight gain during the pregnancy? I think you've already answered that. 23 pounds, you said. And then your baby's weight, 2.7, and then what was your weight after delivery, and what is your current weight?
When I got pregnant, I was 50 kilos, and I think right now I have no idea. I have no idea how much I might weigh right now. But let me see. Right now I'm about 52.5 kilos. And yes, I'm eating a lot of fruit right now, lots of salad, and yeah, my avocado. So I was never like I was never very skinny. No, I've always been this weight. I haven't fluctuated very much. Only when I was eating cooked, I was 60 kilos maybe.
Okay. So they say that, I mean, I go to an OBGYN, I don't have access to midwives, doulas, or yeah. So they tell me that fat is important, iron is important, iron and calcium, especially in the second trimester. And they say how omega-3 and folic acid, they started me on folic acid 3 months prior to my pregnancy. So when you were on your fruit diet, did you eat specific fruits, keeping in mind these minerals, sourcing these minerals from specific fruits, or did you just eat what was available and what was local to you?
Yeah, I was taking that into account. At the same time, my husband, who is like very, very fruit-based, was telling me not to worry and that everything would be fine. But something in me was a little worried. So yeah, I was trying to make sure. For example, I was drinking that orange juice every morning, and that was enough folic acid. Like the folic acid comes from folate, and folate is in your citric fruits. So that was enough. One glass of orange juice a day was enough. I was paying attention to that. I was paying attention to calcium, but calcium's in most fruits. And then that's when I started eating some activated almonds, because almonds has a lot of calcium. And obviously raw almonds. And that was it really. And iron was, because in all of the fruits, you have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I paid attention really just to that, the folic acid, the folate with my orange juice. That was important for me. And then, yeah, like calcium, but that's in papaya, it's in mangoes, it's in everything.
Oranges as well.
Yeah, it's in every fruit has like
Yeah.
everything you need.
That's why it's like if we look from the nature's perspective, that why nature is changing fruits in every season, right? Each and every fruit is having what the body requires, and it keeps on changing from season to season. So if we are going in sync with the season and eating the seasonal fruits, we are getting all the nutrients which are required.
I wanted to know about omega-3 specifically. So did you have nuts for that, like walnuts or some seeds? Or was
Yeah,
it
well, I was eating avocado.
okay?
I was eating avocado, and occasionally I would eat some almonds or walnuts activated in water before. But I don't know if I needed the nuts, I think but since you don't have avocado, I don't. What do you guys say, Ayushi, about nuts, almonds, and walnuts? You say no, right?
Yeah, it's like we are not suggesting those, like, but yes, occasionally if they are having cravings, kind of crunchy cravings and all, then they may have it. Like to protect themselves from cooked food, we say that instead of fruits, you may go for salads or nuts.
Yeah, so I would say that, so omega-3s, avocado, or the nuts. And another good thing for cravings, if you want something crunchy, is frozen grapes. That's a really good trick also. So yeah, Tanvi, that's great. I wish you all the luck on this journey. How are you feeling?
I'm like you said, like how your pregnancy has been mostly symptom, no symptoms of nausea,
Then
no
we
morning sickness or
lost. Okay. Are you all able to hear what she's saying? No, no. Okay, Tanvi, we lost your voice. And you are on cooked food or like you were doing it 100% fruits?
no. So about 60% is fruits and 40% is cooked. Uh, I live alone with my husband, and I don't have that kind of family support, and I'm living in Meghalaya, Shillong. Uh, and my family is also would not support this decision of mine to be on fruits. I was also not, I didn't feel like I was equipped enough with knowledge and example like Catalina's to actually go ahead and have. I did not have the goal to actually, go ahead and go on this fruitarian diet. But if I would have known about someone like her, I would have definitely given it a try. And I'm definitely going to explore whether I can switch on to this fruit diet now. So not on completely fruit diet, but I do understand the importance, which is why I've kept about 60% of my diet from fruits, and about 40% is cooked food. Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still
so
toxic things are going, right? So just stop that. Huh?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
yeah. How many like 1 meal a day is cooked? Is
Yes.
that
So
it?
I start with fruits, and usually my lunch is cooked, and dinner I try to have fruits.
Okay.
Morning I
So yeah,
with
so maybe to make it not so, shocking for the baby, maybe I would suggest a little like a gradual transition, maybe to, for example, vaporizing your, like this week, maybe have your lunches, take something out and replace it with the vapored vegetables. I don't know what is it that you're eating at lunchtime?
So I eat rice, lentils, and maybe some vegetables like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I would definitely take out the rice because there's no nutrient value to it at all. I know it's like more custom, it's more cultural, but since there's no nutrient value, I would take that out, and with the vegetables, maybe try vaporizing them, steaming them instead. And you can do that gradually, so it's not such a shock, Maybe do that for a week, vaporizing your instead. But taking out the rice is definitely not going to hurt your baby. It's going to make your baby happy, probably.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much for answering the questions. Thank you
Yeah.
for your.
Anybody else wants to ask any questions?
Yeah, anyone else wants to? There is a question in the chat box which seems interesting. Uh, what about the age factor? They say beyond 35, it's hard to conceive, and even if conceived, it's with lot of issues. This is a question, but I guess like Katie herself, you conceived after 35, right?
Yeah. So how I see it is that, yeah, there's a lot of issues because no one is living, very few people are living how they're supposed to be living according to nature's laws, like a natural lifestyle. For me, conception is not, and pregnancy, fertility is not an age factor, it's a health factor.
Yeah.
So people aren't having problems conceiving because of their age. It's because the older they're getting, the more and more toxic overload they have because of more years, right? You can see it with a kid. A kid can have like chips, horrible stuff, and they're still healthy and running around, but because their toxic overload is still low. And then if that kid still keeps going and eating that way, that's what's happening. And what happens with the fruit diet is that your eggs, it improves your egg and sperm health exponentially so that your eggs are going to be super healthy. So what happens is we're born with the amount of eggs that we have. So every month we lose one a bunch of eggs, but so every month we decrease how many eggs we have. So your ovarian reserve decreases, but that doesn't matter, because what matters is that they're healthy eggs. So if you're eating healthy, if you're practicing a healthy lifestyle, it's not just eating, right? It's a lot of other factors, but your egg health will be healthy. So it doesn't matter, even if you have 5 eggs instead of 100, those eggs are going to be way healthier than someone else that's 25 that's eating a horrible diet.
Yeah.
So for age, doesn't matter, as long as you're in, if you're not in menopause, conception is possible. And if you're eating the fruit diet, it's even better.
Hi, Katalina. That was my question, actually. Thanks for answering that. I had another question. Like, when you say fruitarian diet, does it only mean fruits, or does it include vegetables too? Like, if it is in the raw form?
Yeah, so when I say fruit diet, I mean fruit and leafy greens. And so my fruit diet consists of fruit and my lettuce salads with tomato, and which is a fruit, pepper, which is a fruit, avocado, which is a fruit, cucumber, which is a fruit. So the only thing that wouldn't be with fruit would be the lettuce. And yeah, I eat that.
What about carrots and beets?
So I don't generally eat that.
Even we are also
My
not.
Summer sometimes likes to chew on a carrot, but because of her teeth, really, she's not really I don't think she's really eating it, but she loves to chew on it. And I like the taste of it. I do like it in my salads, but I know it's not optimal.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I know our bodies can't digest it as well.
Okay. What's your opinion on sprouts, Katalina?
So sprouts, yeah. I haven't experimented so much with sprouts. Sometimes when I feel the urge to eat something cooked, I might, sprout my lentils. But in the end, it doesn't even really taste that good for me. So fruit tastes way better, Like anytime I try to find something else that's more similar to cooked, it just never ends up tasting as good, and it's not as simple as fruit. So I end up, I'll go into this kick of having lentils for the raw lentils, but one day, and then, if you're not putting salt on it, if you're not putting seasoning, it doesn't even taste good.
That
And
is not
fruits taste
designed
so
for our
good.
body, right?
It's not designed for our body, because it doesn't taste good, in its natural state. You need to add things to it. So if you need to add something to it, it's not designed for us. So fruits are just so perfect because you don't have to add anything. When I'm at my family's house and they're eating dinner, they have all these condiments. You have to add all these things. That's why salads also, aren't so, I only have those a couple nights a week because, they get boring after a while. But fruit never bores me.
Yeah, exactly.
I put my lemon on, but it gets old after a while. So that's why I think, yeah, the fruit diet is really strictly fruit is really the best way. Yeah.
Shraddha, you have a question?
I'm working from home, so I missed, that Katrina said that 15, 30, for the pesticides, she said that the thin-skinned fruits which are there have a high risk. It's risky, they may have pesticides. So I just wanted to know, what should we do about it? Because, mostly we are consuming grapes and oranges, and, all thin-skinned fruits, I think are comprising more of our fruit platter. So what should we do about it? How should we overcome this problem?
Well, I know you can soak your grapes in water for for hours, right? When you get the grapes, you can soak it in filtered water. And I've even seen some people put a little bit of like baking soda in there. I've never done it because it hasn't been an issue for me yet. But I would say soaking it in water might be a good way, filtered water. I don't know, do you use baking soda there? Baking soda supposedly is a natural, like
Yeah, we do use, but I don't use it at home. Like I've never used baking soda for anything, except for, very few times in my lifetime.
You can
But
simply
I'm not.
soak it in plain water. Problem.
Yeah, I normally soak grapes for about 2 hours before I eat
Oh,
them. I get them in the market, I soak them in water for 2 hours.
yeah.
Means all the thin-skinned fruits, you mean to say?
Only
Yeah.
grapes I do because grapes are very thin skin and we eat them just we just eat them with the skin. So grapes I do definitely. Oranges you can peel, bananas you can peel. Well, even
And apples also can
yeah.
bring to the peels.
Yeah.
I soak grapes in water with bioenzyme.
No, I
I
don't do
add,
that.
sorry?
I've always done only soaked in plain water always. I've never
Yeah.
used any
I've used
bioenzyme
bioenzyme.
or people also do potassium permanganate and do it, but I've never done it.
Sorry, I said oranges. I meant apples. But apples I peel, because there is wax on it. So I peel the apples. So that's okay. But I just wanted to know, how we can overcome that. And one thing I wanted to say, I usually asked after 35, it's, people find that, conceiving is risky. But, I conceived at 38 when I was 38 years old.
This was a question from Tanishka, so that I was, yeah.
So maybe it depends on here
How
in
healthy you
India,
are.
regional,
Age
yeah,
and
and it's
how
regional
healthy
also.
you are. Not about the age. It's nothing to do with the age, but it's about the
Yeah.
health. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Your body
that
health.
that made me think how I've been brought up. Immediately I went in my childhood, and during our times, we never had any junk food. And our mom was always used to give us, the sattvic food only, cooked food, but sattvic kind of, raw vegetables and all that. Because my mom is a, very good eater, So she used to, our plates were full with salads and fruits and all during my mom's time. Okay. So maybe that maybe was the reason that I conceived normal also. I had a normal delivery. The doctors did try to spoil my case considering my age. But then I knew my body and what was going on within me with my baby. I knew very well. When she gave me an injection also, when, it disturbed my baby, I knew exactly that, she's spoiling my case. So I changed my doctor. I went to a male gynec, I was not, I didn't want to go to the male gynec, but I still went, and he did not checked me, I was, I think, 4 months into pregnancy. I forgot the weeks, but then from 4th month till my 9th month, he did not do any internal checkups because I was very uncomfortable, and no sonography, no nothing, and I had a normal delivery with him. So it all depends, on your body and, your doctor also. You should get, what is it, not a commercialized doctor, I would say, a genuine doctor.
Yes, find someone that believes in and supports you. Definitely find some, that's very important. Or a midwife. Make sure that the person that's supporting you believes in you and supports your way of life. So natural-minded doctors, like our friend here in the chat.
Sure, Katalina. Why this question of age came into my mind to ask that is, I had planned, this is my second baby that I was planning for. I have a first child, she's 8 years old now. And the second child I happened to plan only when I was 33. So that is when conception was never a problem for me. It would naturally conceive. But then sustaining that was a problem. I mean, after a month or so, I would have a spontaneous abortion. And so and because my reports were all normal, I mean, I'm not a fruitarian, just for your information, I'm not a fruitarian. I've been on a normal Indian meal. So my reports are like normal. There is nothing that I was diagnosed for. But they have to find a reason for it, right? So the age was one of the factor that was highlighted, telling that maybe that is one of the factor of why. So I because I mean, there is no answer to it. I also could not kind of get a justifying answer because there's no reports to support that. So that's the only answer that I can accept. So I had to accept that age is a factor, and now I have to think twice even if I have to plan the next time, right? Because I don't know whether this will go through fine or not. And again, that 1 month of
You just
pain.
first you just become Fruitarian, and then after that you can plan it's going to get fine, everything would be well, you need not to worry. Isn't it? So
Yeah,
the
I
Yes.
mean,
So
I'm
what
just
happened?
thinking. So it's only the women's side of the diet, or the men's side of their health also matters, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So when I went and cleaned my diet, my husband also was on the same path as me. So ideally, you want both to be on the same path. So on our program, our fertility program, we work with couples and we work with both couples, getting them as fruit-based as possible. And what I would say to you is miscarriage happens. It's a sign from your body that there's an imbalance, right? So it shows that your body was not ready to house a baby. There is some imbalance in there, and it didn't have to do with your age. It has to do with an imbalance in your body, something that needs to be looked at, and this imbalance comes from our lifestyle factors, right? So these imbalances, a lot of times, the doctors can't see them, right? And when we adapt a fruit-based diet and we adapt a healthier lifestyle, these factors go eliminating. So what I would recommend for you before you try to conceive again is to do a water fast, like I tell people, and to go as fruit-based as possible. And then also adding other lifestyle factors in, right? Like your stress management, emotional things, right? So now that you've had this miscarriage, you're also going to need to release this this emotional trauma that you experienced. So you'll also have to, I would suggest that you also process that also.
Right.
The emotional, a lot of people, because we can't see our emotions, we don't know how important they are for our health and for our fertility. But emotions can directly affect our fertility.
Okay.
So I would say to look at a bunch of different things, but like I said, it's not an age thing. It's miscarriage happens when our body wasn't ready because there's some imbalance there that we need to address. And you can address it with this lifestyle, changing your lifestyle.
Okay. Thanks, Katalina. Thanks for the answers.
Okay, so thank you so much, Katalina. It was really a very nice session, and I'm very grateful and thankful to you that you have took out your precious time and spend it with us and shared all your knowledge and all your experiences. I'm sure many people have learned a lot today, and they must have also motivated, you must have motivated a lot of people here. So it's really great having you here, and you are now a part of Eat Fruits and Heal. You are now the part of the family. I've added you in the international group, so you can share all the details which you wish to with me. All those who are interested in getting in touch with you, I would be sharing everything to them. Okay.
And now you have a
Great, thank
family in
you so
India,
much.
Katalina. Now you have a family in India, so you can make your dream come true of coming to India.
Yeah, we'll invite you
Yes,
and
we
we
have
can have a
family now in
fruit
every
party.
state. Every state of India,
Yes.
you have a family. Okay, so now you can fulfill your dream of coming to India.
Exactly. We'll invite you and you can come here and stay with us and eat fruits. We'll be fruit partying, right?
Yes.
Wow, what a dream, what a dream. I've heard that the mangoes in India
Yes,
are
the mangoes will
amazing.
start next month onwards. We are all
Ooh,
waiting for mangoes to come.
wow, so exciting. Well, no, thank you so much for having me, Ayushi, and everyone here. It was a pleasure. I love talking about fruit. I love talking about all the benefits, and I love spreading the motivation and the word of how we can live more closely to the earth and to what, you know, what our essence is through fruit. So thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So much,
Thank
Kat.
Thank
you.
you.
We will
Have a
always
great
be in
day,
touch.
everybody.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you. Good luck, everybody.
Good.
Thank you so